What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another hip-hop tune from the 90s, and this is one from the Gravediggaz. Now, I have actually reacted to a Gravediggaz tune before. I think it was a remix. It's one I have on vinyl. It was the, I think, like, RZA clean cut for Mommy What's a Gravedigger. But yes, they were, and I think now, again, are a hip-hop supergroup. The two guys I knew, and indeed why I found the Gravediggaz to begin with, is because one guy is the RZA of Wu-Tang Clan fame, you know, the producer and sort of the mastermind of the first phase of Wu-Tang Clan's history, and Prince Paul, a name I had heard previous to discovering the Gravediggaz. But yeah, they were around from like the early to mid 90s. I think in 2001, one of the guys known as Grim Reaper, I think he passed away, and I think they sort of dissolved and they didn't do anything for a little while, although I think the one album like came out posthumously, so to speak. Then I think 2010, something like that, they got back together, and I looked on Discogs. They have an album as recent as 2024, so I think the other three guys have continued on. Nevertheless, as I said, they came to my attention because of the RZA, because I was very fond of the first few, or first couple in particular, Wu-Tang albums, as well as the first round of solo albums from the original era of Wu-Tang Clan. And yeah, the first album from Gravediggaz, 1994, 6 Feet Deep, is the one that this track comes from, and it's my favorite Gravediggaz tune ever, 1-800-Suicide. Now, they have some other tracks I like. Trippin' is one that I always remember. But yeah, 1-800-Suicide is just fantastic. It has this... Actually, like, the melody or the atmosphere of the tune is surprisingly sort of bright, but there's a bit of, like, unsettling nature to it, so it almost is like horror fantasy. And indeed, I think they're one of the first groups that got the reputation for being, like, horror rap. Like, their themes and their subject matter, it's all kind of, you know, death and like unsettling, you know, danger and violence and so on. So this track very much fits into that, and it's about people sort of being almost preternaturally compelled to off themselves. And all three verses are great. I really do enjoy all three. But back then and to this very day, it's all about RZA's verse, which is the last verse. And I think as part of the Gravediggaz, RZA went as like Rzarektor, like Rzarektor. So yeah, I think that's how he refers to himself in the track. But, you know, a lot of RZA's verses are storytelling verses, and this is no exception. This is a great example of that, where he talks about 6 people who had the audacity to enter his graveyard. And even though, you know, they thought they could cheat death or get away with such a trespassing, all 6 of them fall prey to his curse and end up offing themselves by the end of the tune. So, yeah, it's a wicked track, even though, as I said, the melody and atmosphere is sort of like bright, like horror fantasy. I don't know how to describe it, but it is unsettling. Let's give it a listen. This is the Gravediggaz. The tune is 1-800-Suicide. And it's from their debut album, 1994, 6 Feet Deep.
Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide.
So you wanna die, commit suicide, dial 1-800-cyanide line. Far as right, yo, it ain't worth it. Put a rope around your neck and jerk it. The trick didn't work. Your life was fucked up from the first day of birth. After watching Jackie Gleason walk into a precinct, gun down a captain for no fucking reason, and get some LSD or a drink from the bar. Get behind your wheel and crash the car like Desert Storm. Got bombs for the war. Confront an alligator, let it eat your raw. Back to the function, riding the caboose to hell. Jesus touched the 3rd rail. You fucked up, chicken. Now you just got fried, cause it's a suicide.
Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide. Suicide into suicide.
Hey, you're in the rich kid, what's your beef? Come and tell the Sicilian with a 10. But you hate lasagna and a pizza man. Now you stand on the grave digger lot. You're singing the blues about the rough life you got. Not, you don't wanna live no more. I guess you're really ready for the graveyard tour. When you get home, just seal up your windows and your doors. Turn the oven on high for about 4 hours. Light you a blunt, kiss your ass goodbye. You gassed yourself cause it's a suicide.
Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide.
Yep. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around every once in a while. You'll miss it.
6 fucking devils stuffed up playing grave guard. Had the fucking nerve to try to enter my graveyard. I'm the Rzarektor, be my sacrifice. Commit suicide and I'll bring you back to life. The first was convinced. Stuck a water hose in his mouth at full blast so his head can explode. Second one said, that's good but I could top it. Put an axe up to his head and then he chopped it. Blood shot out in every direction. The rest didn't know what to do. I made suggestions. Put a slug in your mug, overdose on a drug. Wet your hand, stick a knife in the plug. Or put like Richard Pryor, set your balls on fire. Better yet, go hang yourself with a barbed wire. 3 and 4 fell deep into the spell land. Ran to the zoo, locked themselves in the lion's den. Number 5 said it ain't worth being alive. Smoked the dust sweet, mixed it with cyanide. The only one who escaped was number 6. He went home, sat in the tub and slit his wrist. Yeah, more graves today. Goodbye, there's no need to cry, cause we all die.
So I think the laugh at the end there is Vincent Price from the Thriller record. I'm pretty sure of that. Definitely that quote before RZA's epic verse is Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I want to know what that little brass sample is from, which comes in during the Ferris Bueller quote. But again, all 3 verses are great. I like the middle verse from Grim Reaper, who again I think is the member of the group who passed away. I think the other guy's name, I think he goes by Gatekeeper. Nevertheless, as I said, all 3 verses are very good, but that last verse by RZA is just epic. And again, he's just got a good voice for hip hop. I've talked about that in some Wu-Tang reactions I've done. Like, he just has this like tough sort of voice. So yeah, it's a classic. It's my favorite track by them. To be fair, like outside of a handful of tunes, I never spent much time listening to them, but this one, and as I mentioned, the track Trippin', I did listen to them a lot back in the day. So yeah, again, it's a legendary tune, and ultimately, as I said, I think they got back together maybe like 10, 15 years ago, and I think in some sense, I don't know if they're a 3-piece now, or maybe they got someone else to fill in, or to take the place of the departed member, but either way, I do think they are still around today. So let me know what you think of the track, and we'll see you next time. Peace.